forecast points after Thursday, right? Nice Network on YouTube and Twitter. We got bigz. That's me. We got Grindberg. He's below. We got Chev, legendary ball knower in the house, and Coach Retzloff in shortly is our producer. He's rifling around through some drawers in the back. That's Schultzy, and we're coming at you live right after one of the most exciting games of the 2024 NFL season. We're talking like a huge barn burner. Seattle against Chicago. It was just like back and forth. They kept like it, big play after big play. If you like crappy football and defense, what'd you guys think of the game and all of our calls to sit DK Metcalf?
It was perfect because I needed DK Metcalf to not do well tonight, and he didn't do too well, and that was a good thing for me because I needed him not to do well. So that's what happened. How you boys? It's post-Christmas. Yep. Are we all full? We all had a lot to eat. Are we ready for a weekend full of football? Championship week is upon us, and I'm ready.
It's only not Christmas anymore if you slept.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
You can keep going as long as you want. I'm kidding.
What a tough night. You're talking about JSN didn't get there for you. DK Metcalf didn't get there for you. You also have to look back at Christmas Day. George Pickens didn't get there for you like you would have hoped.
Hey, whoa. Big officiating kept George Pickens from a big day. Let's be clear about that.
It was just like every other's game.
Nico Collins, same thing. Brutal run out. Zay Flowers, brutal run out. Tonight, DJ Moore, a little bit respectable. So, very tough scene so far.
And there is a good side of that. And I say that because there's only two reasons that you're watching this show right now. Either number one, you are in your fantasy football playoffs in week 17, these championship weeks, and you need some advice, or you think. But the flip side, the good side to that is that the guys you're playing against also had crap weeks. So, it kind of balances out. Like I had in a very important league, I had Nico Collins. He got 8.9 points. The other guy had DJ Moore. Oh, no. What if DJ Moore goes off? Well, he only had 12.2. So all I have to do is make up 5 points somewhere else.
Yep, that's a positive math that you are doing. I have a similar situation with JSN. The chop between he and Nico Collins in a matchup. The separation isn't there so much. Fortunately, I've got Chiefs defense against his Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So I'm telling myself all these different stories and saying, well, the Chiefs defense, well, that's really JSN's points. And the points that JSN got, that's just the Chiefs points for defense. So it's a lot of rationalizing here and cope.
It's kind of like when I go in and I buy a couple of bottles of whiskey. I look at the one that's $69.99, and then I buy that, and I also buy the Evan Williams, which is $21, and I say, okay, so I just spent $90 on bottles, so I really only paid $5 for each bottle, and then it makes the $70 hit on the one side feel a lot lesser.
That's dude math, right? They got girl math and dude math.
I love it. I love the rationalization of this. Chev, join us. What do you got to say?
I mean, for those of us who have had to endure the last few days of George Pickens and Nico Collins and now DJ Moore and JSN, it's not great, Bob, as they would say on the famous elevator scene in Mad Men. I personally have had to endure George Pickens and Nico Collins and DJ Moore on a team, so that's super fun. But
to borrow from another meme.
Yeah, just gonna put on a brave face and hope that the other guys' lineup does really poorly as well.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, like at this stage, we're hoping for that because we've already had 3 games entering, the weekend, and Saturday's coming, and the injuries. There were some people on, skeptical coming into play. And so we have so many, lineup decisions that we have to make during the holidays too, which was even more so like, draining as well. So this has been a tough go for people, and then you wake up today and see CeeDee Lamb's not coming in. And, Jeremiah mentioned it earlier, like with him, like before we talked about it, like he almost got you into this situation. So what do you do with it? Right. What do you do now? And if you're in anything other than a dynasty league, you have no option to trade. So those of you that are in these dynasty leagues, this is why trading open is important in these types of leagues. And that's why I'm for trading in dynasty. And I want to get your guys' input on this, because this is an important situation that people are dealing with right now, where if you're stifled, you got to this point, you have CeeDee Lamb, and now you can move him. And somebody that's lower end, this is a time for them to, capitalize in it. That's why I think that this is an opportunity where I think trading should be happening all the way through. And what are your thoughts? I'm gonna hit up bigz on this one to start.
If you are gunning for a championship, put the money in the bank. If you can offload CeeDee Lamb and a first round pick for have a big week this week, I say do it. Not having CeeDee Lamb is going to look a lot better when you have that trophy and the money in your bank account.
Well, Coach, what about the trading policy? Are you for or against it?
Oh, I'm all.
Oh, I thought we were for it.
Oh yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, to me, that's probably. I would think it's a clean sweep. I won't speak for Chev, but what I would just say in these conversations, what doesn't get mentioned enough isn't so much people trying to push all in. It's the advocacy for, if I'm a rebuilder or I'm a mid-level team, I have an opportunity to manipulate my team in such a way that I can set up my 2025. So people will always broach it when they are anti-trade deadlines. They'll talk about, oh, it's unfair to the league. You're just stacking it for the upper third. No, if it's a full active league, 1 through 12 is benefiting just as much. Where, to your point, bigz, the championship is being cashed in from selling a CeeDee Lamb. Well, on the other end, that team that's lower can cash in just as much for their future if they play their cards right.
Right.
Honestly, I think I've gone back and forth about this, because I've had that happen in a few keeper leagues that I'm in, and it's just it never feels right in the moment, but it usually ends up working out for both parties. I mean, you do have to. I mean, we're assuming that everything's on the up and up here, and this guy's not going to get traded CeeDee Lamb back, or guy or gal, whatever, is not going to get traded CeeDee Lamb back in, say 3 or 4 months' time. I've been in those situations, so I think that honestly, I think that this would, if you could cash in, if you're a bottom feeder and you're like, hey, I like a league that I'm in. I'm playing a championship this week, and the guy traded for CeeDee Lamb. He traded Travis Kelce and Mike Evans for CeeDee Lamb a few weeks ago. And he traded away those 2 players and got CeeDee Lamb. And now it's like, I mean, we're past the trade deadline, so he can't do anything now. And he's in championship week without CeeDee Lamb. So, I mean, that would be a scenario where he could probably unload CeeDee Lamb and get somebody else to absolutely do me dirty.
Yeah.
But we're past the trade deadline. So it's valuable. It's a valuable tool. If you are a bottom feeder and you're listening to this, first of all, you're a sicko. Congrats. But also 1,000%, this is if you don't have a trade deadline and you're a terrible team with good assets, you need to be trying to unload them for future capital or players that can set you up moving forward. So, yeah, I think it's great if utilized properly, and it's honestly more beneficial for bottom feeding teams. And if you're a middling team, stay out of this discussion. This isn't for you.
Well, let's talk about another aspect of the fantasy playoffs and fantasy championships that we touched on in our waiver wire show that I know that you all watched. So this is just going to be redundancy, but I'm talking about roster blocking. Now, if you're in a championship scenario, or if you're in a winner gets money situation, we are looking at the waiver wire. We are looking at our other team's roster, and we were trying to pick up the players that could benefit that team and then immediately drop them so they don't have enough time in waivers to actually pick them up for Sunday's games. So be on the lookout for that. Do your scouring, do your research, do your homework and everything, and go through and, like, say you got a guy who has CeeDee Lamb. Go through, grab all of the wide receivers that you can, and just start cycling through them. Pick them up, put them on waivers. Pick them up, put them on waivers, so that he or she, because there's tons of women in fantasy football, so that they can't pick them up before Sunday's games start. Quarterback is a great position to do that with. And if people in the league have a problem,
if they have a problem, you know where we'll solve it? Here, we'll solve it here. But bigz has got a little technical difficulty. His Wi-Fi has been in and out tonight, but we're just thankful that he could join us at times. Shout out to everybody in the chat. If you got any start and sit questions, hit us up. It's been a interesting couple days in football. We had the Chiefs come out looking dominant in a win against this.
I don't know if I was the only one who's not frozen. I don't know if I'm frozen now. I don't know who else is in here. I don't know what's happening. But this is fun. We're doing this little dance again. We are here.
Brady Bunch.
We are here. We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.com today.
Okay, that was fun. Was I the only one that wasn't frozen?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden when you came back, we all just disappeared. So we had the flow going and everything, and then all of a sudden when you came back, it was just you on the screen. So welcome back, everybody, and we are here, and we're back here, and
we drinking micheladas, baby.
Yeah, let's go. All right, so let's talk about some fantasy football situations here. We've got a situation here, the MVP race. Now we got Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. What are you guys' thoughts on this situation? Who's a front runner right now? And do you believe that Josh Allen is going to have a big game this week because the Chiefs now won on Saturday? What's the situation?
Hold up. You said Jared Goff, right? I wasn't frozen. You said Jared Goff, right?
No.
Okay.
No, I said Patrick. Sorry.
You said Patrick Mahomes?
I did say Patrick.
You said Sam Darnold?
It's at this point, it's Jared Goff's award to lose. And
there's dark horses here. Why can't Mahomes be in this conversation?
Oh, he's definitely in the conversation as long as the chefs and the refs are cooking.
Yeah, exactly.
Together. Who knows what the NFL is going to do?
All right, so who do you have as a front runner right now, Coach?
Hey, I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson, and it's not like it's clear cut beyond, and Josh Allen's just dog water. These players are neck and neck. Each performance is reflective of just how we feel in the moment. We've had bizarre games with Josh Allen. I really like what Lamar Jackson has done. If you were to give Josh Allen the MVP award over Josh Allen, I wouldn't lose any sleep. But my guy is Lamar Jackson here if I had to make a vote. But what I will say, what is very funny about this narrative, and I know you joked, Mike, about, hey, Patrick Mahomes. What's very funny, low-key, is that Patrick Mahomes is loving this. Patrick Mahomes is just looking for the three-peat. As far as MVP, let Josh Allen, let Lamar Jackson, other guys who have never won the Super Bowl, let them focus and marinate on something like an MVP award. Not saying that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson will, but what is just very funny, as far as attention in the league, you're two-time back-to-back champions and you're going for a three-peat. You're hoping, as the Chiefs fans, you want this narrative, this argument in the forefront all day, all night. Lamar versus Josh Allen. But give me Lamar.
Give you Lamar. Okay, well, we have some questions in the chat here that I think that's our priority right now. So let's get into them, and then we can get we'll move back to Chev after that on who is his front runner for the MVP. We know that bigz has got Goff. Lamar is going to coach.
Lamar's my front runner, but I'm just saying you got to put Jared Goff in that conversation.
Okay, so Lamar's your front runner. Okay, I'll let you talk more about that if you'd like afterwards. But let's get to Brent. He needs to start 3 of these 5. So he's in a big league. He's looking to start a tight end. He's starting Hunter Henry, Coker, Chig, Strange. Dobbins is projected back. Is it worth the gamble to start over any of these guys? So that is the Dobbins. Is it worth starting Dobbins in over any of those guys in the situation?
The only person that I'd start him over is Strange.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, people may think
Dobbins the question here.
Yeah, Dobbins is the question here.
I'd start him over Coker too.
Oh, yeah, against the Bucks.
I thought you were the Coker truther.
I am, but I'm also Patriots run defense truther.
Dang, that carries a lot of weight.
Say it again.
That carries a lot of weight, he said.
I said that carries a lot of weight.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jalen Coker could be, I think he could be really good. I think he could be a top 20 play this week. I think that there's a better than 40% chance that J.K. Dobbins is a top 15 running back with a normal workload this week.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. So you said you'd start Dobbins over Coker.
Yes, 100%.
And you'd start Strange over Dobbins?
No,
that's what I'm saying. So the only person that I would start Dobbins over if he's healthy without the proper workload is Brenton Strange. I would start all the guys.
Yes, and let's talk about.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's talk about across the board here. Chig Okonkwo, big time start. No consideration to swap him down. We love Chig Okonkwo this week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Chig's going to mess around and get Tennessee that lower draft pick.
Are we talking dirty to you, Chev? You like that?
We're talking
Chig, I don't like what Pete said though.
The 9 pick.
We just had
Chig.
Me, Schultzy, and his co-host just had a 45-minute hate session on each other, wishing each other this week. It was weird.
We did the same thing last week.
We did Jags Titans Uncovered together.
We did Raiders Jags last week.
Yeah, big day for Chig. Yeah, Titans lose by 1 million. I heard there's clowns in Jacksonville. You know what that means.
I think Tennessee's got this one locked up.
I think you're wrong.
This is awesome. All right.
Pillow fight.
Hey, Jacksonville on Tankathon, 3rd, Tennessee 4th. Big matchup today or this week.
Yep.
Yeah, it will be. And wasn't their last meeting a shootout? So this one could be a pretty low score.
It was a whole 10-6. It was great.
And I had that Ridley ladder that didn't go anywhere. Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time when you get on a ladder with Ridley, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
Are we looking at some points being scored in this one then, Chev?
Man, we have both teams have a quarterback problem, and we have problems with points.
I got Chig on over 2.5 touchdowns.
Oh,
no.
Hell
Boy,
yeah!
That's plus 5,000 on FanDuel. Go ahead and knock.
Hey, I've got a 2 touchdown bet in the vault coming. It's coming.
I mean, he's got to pay us back for Josh Weil scoring the touchdowns last week or 2 weeks. Was that against the Bengals? That was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Painful.
All right, is Ertz worth a flex spot? Pick 2. Waddle, Pittman, Dobbins, Spears, Ertz, Watson, or Otton. Oh, this is well.
I think Otton has a big week. I think Dobbins and Spears have a big week. I wouldn't put Ertz in over.
No.
Yeah.
No. I like Spears a lot this week. And I also like Otten too. They're bigs. I like that as well. If I were to pick two out of those guys, I'd go Dobbins and Spears, and then Otten just closely after that, just based off of the opportunity share and stuff like that. But I do think that Panthers Bucks game is going to have some scoring in it, and
well, we thought that about tonight too. So
yeah.
Week 17 football, baby.
Yeah, I built several best ball lineups that didn't make it to week 17 off of Seahawks Bears stacks. It was cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
So what are your thoughts? Is week 17 too late for championship now? Or are people going to go back to the week 16 bout when you think about so many complications this week and people in and out of lineups? No, Biggs, you shake your head like that's not even.
I don't think so. It's not much different than any other week. We have a garbage Thursday night game. We have CeeDee Lamb missing 2 games now. He was injured earlier in the year. We had Hollywood Brown miss more games than that. It's just cycles, and it happens whatever time of the season it is. And you just have to be able to do your watch us and then pivot.
Well, I just think that because some of these guys are getting shut down a bit earlier than what they would be when their teams are out of it and they're being a little bit more cautious. So that's the only concern there, right? Because you're in week 17 now, and there's teams that are when there's a Wednesday game and you already know where the seating is going to be after a Wednesday game, what is in it for some of these other players to perform? And then you got a guy similar like Josh Allen, who now the Chiefs win. Now that he's in a spot where he's somewhat injured, are they going to rest him knowing that pull him early, just like, Jordan Love got pulled pretty early on that Monday nighter, and that's week 16 even we're talking. So, so I'm not for it, but I'm just saying it's a contemplation. If it keeps up like this is how many years of week 17? This isn't very, this is still, very new to fantasy, right?
Right. So, but in the standard leagues that are in the standard leagues that are app driven, you're going to have week 17 championships, period. In your personally commissioned leagues, you might have a week 16 championship. I personally like to do week 16 plus week 17. That kind of accounts for things like this. But there are things to play for beyond just the team's record. People have contract incentives. People are playing for new free agent contracts. People are playing for pride. We watched what the Las Vegas Raiders did last week. They were a 2-win team. They had at least the second pick locked up. They went out and they won a game, and they dropped 4 places down to number 6 in the draft cycle. And the team took it as they were surprised that people were even thinking that they were going to tank. This is a 2-win team. We got 2 weeks left of the season. It was 3 weeks left in the season last week. These guys are not out there, just like Antonio Pierce said. They're not out there for our fantasy teams. They're out there because it's their job, and they're out there to play football. I was an athlete. I have been an athlete my entire life. I don't ever go out there to lose, regardless of what the stakes of the victory are. I go out there to compete and to put my best performance forward. It's a matter of pride for myself. And if we win and I have a bad game, I'm not happy. If we lose and I have a great game, I'm not happy, but at least I know that I did what I could. And that's what these players are going through. They're not out there to lose games, especially when you start talking about a guy like T. Higgins who's looking for a new contract, even if the Bengals are out of it, especially if you look at a guy who's looking for he's got incentives, snap incentives or touchdown incentives, yards incentives, what have you. These guys are out there, and there are things that the NFL puts in place in their contracts to make them want to play an 18-week season rather than just hit week 10, go, I'm on a shitty team, I'm just going to sit down. So I don't think it's a good idea to pull back the playoffs.
Cool. Me neither. Okay, what is Chev has got his finger pointing so vividly for, I don't know, is your hand even stuck there now? It's been there for 5 minutes.
In this hand, I've got playoffs with bye weeks. Is that what you want?
No.
Is that what you want? You want playoffs? You want playoffs with bye weeks?
No.
That's awful. It's absolutely terrible.
Well, we had them this year, and it sucked.
Well, a big issue to this hypothetical problem, for it to even occur, you would have to get rid of Week 14 buys.
Wait. Let me coach.
Cook.
Yeah. And the NFL is not going to do that. The players are absolutely going to revolt if you take away their ability to have like a late season bye like that. Like there's
the Ravens
zero chance. Yeah. I mean, look at how fresh they look. Derrick Henry came back, did nothing, took another bye week in Week 15, and then got everybody out of the playoffs. And now look at him, just fresh as a spring chicken. 21 years old, Derrick Henry.
I love it. Yeah. I love what I created here.
That's what we can't do.
All right. Are we worried about Connor and his workload in a must-win? And where does Benson still banged up? We go in with Carter. I mean, if Connor is playing, you're smash starting him. I mean, I think who said it? I think it was the Podfather that said it on after the weekend takes. You know, like you start a guy that even if he's coming off an injury, running backs aren't type of players that are go in and as decoys. They're going in and running their full workload. So if Connor's playing, you pretty much have to start him, in my opinion. I don't know.
Right, but there is a context in which we start Michael Carter, and I have picked him up on some waiver claims because Trey Benson has been hurt, and if Connor is a game time decision and doesn't play, I'm throwing Michael Carter in there, especially if Trey Benson is still hurt too. So Michael Carter then becomes that guy for you.
The beautiful part of that is they play on Saturday night. So we can get clarity and you can pivot whichever way you need to go pretty immediately. If Connor's out, then you start Michael Carter. Like, how crazy are you going to feel if you bench James Conner for his backup? He comes out and he handles 19 carries and goes for 120 yards and a score in a must-win game. They're going to run James Conner like a 91 Honda.
They're fighting for a playoff spot, and it's just a shame that they are not the NFL's darlings and could have hooked up a Christmas game. Then
nobody wants to watch Kyler Murray on Christmas, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're eliminated from the playoff race. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are eliminated. The Cardinals are eliminated, but the Rams also have the division in play.
So they may be eliminated, but that doesn't mean that they're not playing to be spoiler. And also, has their pride been eliminated? No.
I love it. And I'm hoping for that. And you know what? James Conner, he wants to play. So if he can, he will. And I'm starting him. But if he doesn't play, what's that?
He's trying to play his first 17-game season. That's what. That's why he's trying to come back. Like, he wants to play 17 games. He's never done it before. Last year for 1,000 yards in 13 games, which was awesome. I think he's on the cusp of 1,000 again this year. I mean, if he's there, you're playing him. Just don't, if you're worried, just don't watch the game. But 1,000%, he's got.
And the only place that you're playing Michael Carter over a healthy James Conner or an active James Conner would be in a DFS lineup where you're lighting up a ticket for some hopium on a tournament. And then to Chef's point, and you have to be a sick individual. To Chef's point, though, Michael Carter, you'll get clarity because the 1 p.m. Chargers, Patriots, Broncos, Bengals, unless you have flex-like players, let's say it's J.K. Dobbins that you're debating ahead of the James Conner scenario, I think you hold your breath and hope for somebody like James Conner to be declared active. But in this instance, this person had Michael Carter. You have Michael Carter at the ready. You only have to start with clarity, Michael Carter, in the event that James Conner and Trey Benson are out. You may even put in Michael Carter with a healthy Trey Benson, depending on your roster makeup.
There is another format in which Michael Carter gets played, and that's Razzball, where it's lowest point wins, and and then there's a lineup specification that the player has to get a snap or your lineup is illegal. So that's another one.
Love it. I love it. Yeah, James Conner. Yeah, he's a gem. And okay, we got Mike.
He's worth Amika Ibuka and Tyler Warren.
No, not
What?
not
What do you mean,
not
no?
now. Not now.
Oh, you thought so 2 weeks ago?
I did.
That's so aggressive. What is happening? I feel like I'm not privy to a previous conversation here.
In our C2C league, I gave James Conner, and he gave me Amika and Tyler Warren.
Yeah.
We should get to the next question. That's what we should do.
Hey, it's okay because I was going for a championship and I just lost.
But you
Alvin
lost.
Kamara. Yeah. And I lost Alvin. By 1 point. It was crazy.
Oh, if James Conner had played 10 more yards or one catch, you win that game. All right, full PPR star one, TJ or Chig. Let me start. Let me lead off with this one. I'm a TJ truther. I am the one who drafted him in the Scott Fishbowl to hold on to him for 6 or 8 weeks, however long it took him to get back. Because I love TJ Hawkinson. I'm a Sam Darnold truther as well. I was talking him up at the end of July. I'm starting Chig.
Yeah, as a gentleman who will have a 2-touchdown bet out there for Chigo Okonkwo, rankings wise, what I would normally say would be like TJ Hawkinson
Over 2.5.
I'm going Chig, man. I really like the upside opportunity for him. He's getting all the targets. I had been talking up TJ Hawkinson, who was getting red zone targets 5 the previous 3 weeks, red zone targets for TJ Hawkinson, none last week. I had hope for TJ Hawkinson, but yeah, talk dirty to me about some Chigo Okonkwo, man. Tell him, Chev.
Carry you to the championship. I'm telling you right now.
What Chev is trying to say is Chig is about to give the Titans the number 11 pick with his 3 touchdowns.
He's stunned.
Yeah.
Why did I get
silence?
What did I get?
This is the perfect face to just.
Why can't
He's speechless.
He's speechless. The guy.
Weekend at Chev.
He knows ball so hard that he just can't not agree with me.
Hey,
I don't know.
Get any takeout now, and he can't disagree.
He's like, yeah.
Yep.
There's no way.
We were talking. We were discussing the MVP earlier, and I just wanted to throw Mason Rudolph out there.
Okay, hopefully he can get back on because if he can get back on, Chev, come back in. All right, let's go. All right, Tyler needs a couple guests if any y'all interested in chopping it up for the show. So we'll have to get back to Tyler, our fearless leader.
What are we chopping up?
He wants to know if anybody wants to jump on from the forum tomorrow night. Don't you work tomorrow night, or are you off?
Oh, that's right. I gotta work
Friday night.
But I'm down to chop it up anytime. Sorry, Tyler. I need to keep it appropriate. I've had one too many micheladas.
We'll get back to you there, boss. We'll see if anybody can be on it. Let's get into another question here. Patrick Taylor, Hunter Henry, or Michael Wilson?
Henry.
You can give some consideration to the Rams-Cardinals shootout for Michael Wilson. Hunter Henry's a safer play. And as of right now, it looks like Isaac Guerrero is going to play. Is that not correct? So be splicing off. You're not going to go for Patrick Taylor there. Safe option, Hunter Henry. If you want boom upside, go to Michael Wilson, because I know every time I want Kyler to throw to Marvin Harrison Jr. and especially Trey McBride, it's always Michael Wilson or some other person on the team that we don't need.
So from here on out, Coach, we are doing Trey McBride over one touchdown, over a 0.5 touchdown on underdog, right?
2. Yes. Oh, I've been doing it all season, baby. Yeah. I mean, I'm still solid.
right. But now's the time that I want to do it because I want to win money.
This time, refreshing. It's due. He's due.
Right. He's due.
Yeah, he's been due all
Speaking
year.
of due,
I mean, this is going to be the first. This is going to be the first 1,000 100 reception season for anybody without a touchdown. And Chev is back, so we're going to talk about.
Say he's due. Are y'all talking about chicken?
He's due. No, we're talking about Trey McBride.
Oh. Yeah, he's due too.
No, we were talking about Mason Rudolph in the MVP discussion.
Why would you do that?
All right, okay. Let's stop talking about the Titans. All right, let's go to the Drake London versus the Commanders, Neighbors versus the Colts, and Juwan Jennings versus the Lions in a full PPR league. I like this question. Neighbors is questionable. Drake London's got a great matchup versus the Commanders. I like that situation a lot. And Juwan Jennings also has got a very good matchup versus the Lions on Monday night. So let's talk to Chev now that he's back full force and before he spaces out again.
Yeah. I don't know if my webcam will quit again. So let me get this out real quick. In order: Juwan Jennings, Drake London, Malik Neighbors.
I'm going London, Jennings, Neighbors. I like Juwan Jennings, and he had a good 3-week run, but he's part of that 49ers offense, and they don't necessarily care about your fantasy team. So you can have a 25-point day from Deebo Samuel. You can have George Kittle command all the targets. Isaac Guerrero can catch passes. He's coming back. So there's – as far as floor is concerned, as far as like being able to like have a reliable 12 to 18 piece, that's Drake London for me.
And we saw Deebo Samuel get his he's due game, and now it's Juwan Jennings' turn.
No, I think Deebo is going to have another monster game this week. I think he's a start of the week for me, and I like Deebo's situation. I'm not discounting Juwan Jennings. I think he plays well. I got Neighbors as my top if he plays in this situation, followed by Jennings, then London. But London's really close. I like all these guys, honestly, this week. But I'm going to go with Neighbors.
Coach, it's up to Coach now.
Hey, London, I go with Drake London. The view is, okay, Drake London has some sort of a hamstring issue. He was limited in practice on Thursday. He's looking like he's going to be a full go for the game on Sunday night. The juxtaposition that you're in is 1 p.m. You've got the Giants decision with Neighbors. For me, I rank it London, Neighbors, Jennings. If you are pulled in the Neighbors direction, you're in a perfect spot because of the fact that you can go Neighbors, and then if he's declared out as a game time decision, because Malik Neighbors said, I'm a game time decision, you have the luxury of going Drake London or Juwan Jennings. Personally, I'm just going to go with some Drake London, and then I would like Neighbors over Jennings if it were to get to Neighbors versus Jennings. Hope that helps.
There we go.
I think we clarified it.
Hey, how confident are we that Neighbors is playing this week?
No,
we're not.
Okay. So,
there's just kind of always something with him this year. It's dramatic. He may end up pulling through, but man, you'll get an alert halfway.
Is he going to die?
Quarter.
Yeah.
You know.
Like
I'm you and I, Chev, we'll be talking about it at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern time on Player Profiler Today, Friday, with Biggs and Chev over on Player Profiler News.
Wait,
love it.
We're doing the other show tomorrow at 4:30. So are we only going to do that for 30 minutes?
Oh wait, tomorrow's Thursday? No, tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, we got a bunch of live streams tomorrow. We got
PP Today is tomorrow at 4.
Yeah, that's 6 o'clock his time. That's That's 6 o'clock our time there, Chev. That's 6 Central.
Hey, one quick callback. That question that just got asked. Funny enough, I'm looking at Fantasy Pros rankings. Neighbor, London, and Jennings are 3 back-to-back-to-back. So, very good question.
I screwed up, and
who's at the top?
Because Christmas, I didn't do my Fantasy Pros rankings.
Yeah.
So I don't have that cheat sheet. Thanks, Christmas.
Let's see here.
All right, so McMillan over Devonta if Hurts doesn't play. Absolutely, yeah. Like we're very much on the McMillan train. I think is that a sweep? Yeah, we got a clean sweep here. Wish we had a broom noise in the background. We got to get something to
Although Pickett is my QB1 this week.
In a raspberry?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do my Fantasy Pros rankings. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have my cheat sheet.
Oh my God. Jeez. Okay, DFS. I'm thinking about
my glove size.
A deep grab, PPR. What do you think about Wandell?
I think we should look
if Malik Neighbors doesn't play, I love it in DFS. I do not want it to affect your championship team. I had
DFS. That's fine.
High hopes for Wandale.
Yeah, if DFS, that's fine. I mean, I've got the Colts as my favorite defense of the week this week, mostly because they're playing against Drew Lock, who now has like 3 pick-6s on the season in the last.
He's in Kirk Cousins territory. Yeah, when you're talking about losing $1, I love it. When you're talking about losing a championship, I don't love it.
Hey, since we are lighting money on fire, if you want to go into that same game with Wandale in a DFS scenario, think on the other side as well. If you believe in that game, right, there's going to be some passing. So you believe it on one side for Wandale Robinson. You can believe it falsely, delusionally for Adonai Mitchell on the other side. So, yeah. Just another game to consider when you light your money on fire and your balance goes down.
All right. Well, okay. Here's some a caveat. Are we worried about weather in heavy rain game if London is in a forecast game here?
I'm not scared of rain. I'm scared of like tornadoes. I'm scared of like hardcore weather events, but rain doesn't usually affect much.
I'm scared of what happened tonight, but that's more so the Bears and the Seahawks having just fundamental issues.
Yeah, I mean those fundamental issues help me a lot because I'm facing DK Metcalf, so that's a really good situation that I needed. Yeah, so yeah.
The issues are in the fundamentals.
We have a add-on question from Brent to the Wandale question, and would you rather grab Jalen Coker? Yes.
Hold on. You're grabbing Coker. This makes me think that you're making a move in a actual league for money versus DFS, because the Wandale thing was a DFS question, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
I would rather. Yeah,
I would trust
Coker
more
in fantasy
redraft,
Wandale DFS.
or dynasty.
And I want to know how we went from the last time I looked at the little chat icon that said 12, and now we're at 46. All right.
I don't see any of these.
I only see 69. So
nice.
I don't see any of these. Like, I is my thing backed up? Because like,
I don't know because I don't have the chat open.
Hey, Brent told us that he's talking about DFS. So look, Brent, again, we're lighting money on fire. I think you make a lineup. It's a 3-entry max. Let's go. 1 with Wandale, as you said. 1 for Adonai Mitchell, and why not play a lineup that has Coker if you want to.
All right. We're going Chig here over Njoku. I'm going Chig over Njoku. Are you really? Yeah. Are you going to put anything in the hands of DTR? No. So that's a good question. So yeah, if you're worried about any sort of pass catcher in the Cleveland lineup, yes, be worried about them for sure.
All of them, including Jerry Jeudy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, especially Jerry Jeudy. I'm worried about him. So yeah. How do you feel about Jerry Jeudy if Kirk Cousins goes and he's one more year out in hypothetical recovery, Kirk Cousins goes to the Browns. How would you feel about Jerry Jeudy?
No.
I'll revert back to my 2023 Jerry Jeudy take.
I'm more on I think the person that's probably going to go there and has an opportunity to go there would probably be Sam Darnold.
You are a moron.
What's that? Did you call me a moron?
No, you said you were a moron. Sorry.
Whenever Mike says moron, it's very funny. I've noticed more on this, but when he says it in Canadian, it's exquisite.
Oh,
are you more on the Atlanta Falcons or sorry, are you more on the Atlanta Falcons or Vermont maple syrup?
Dude, that and saying Jared Goff rapidly 10 times in a row.
You're hilarious.
So
All
Jared
right.
Goff rapidly 10 times in a row.
Boom.
Nailed it. Every time.
All right, we got Brent's back. Going weak at wide receiver so I can play Barkley, Gibbs, and Bijan. And is
Shrewd.
Mm,
That's shrewd.
that is shrewd.
Yeah, like buy Apple the company. Absolutely.
Then why aren't you looking at Trey Tucker?
That's right. That's right. Or Coker, you know, even
Or
in a
Marquez Valdez-Scantling?
Yeah. Like
If you're going cheap, there's a lot of guys.
yeah, Xavier Worthy.
Already
You know,
played.
Oh, I see what he's doing. Okay, I didn't mean to laugh at that. Okay, I see what he's doing. Yeah, he's stacking the running backs. Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Man. I thought he was talking about a lineup league for a hot second. I was like, yeah, sure. Why not start them?
Well, yeah.
Chev, you're back.
He's trying to get the $3,000 low amount, 3,000 to 3,500 on DK. So, yeah, very smart thinking. It's outside the box. This time of year, you're getting different teams where the motivation levels are different. So you may be tapping into something. Be interested to see. I think the price on Jalen McMillan is a little bit higher pre-discovery. You're trying to get those pre-discovery players at this point of the juncture. If you look at their pricing, I see what you're doing with Adonai Mitchell. Again, goes back to Adonai Mitchell, Coker, and Wan'Dale Robinson. You're talking about low dollar cost, possible high boom, weak players. You're torching the ticket if it doesn't work. But I see where your head's at, Brent. I like that. Barkley, Gibbs, Bijan, absolutely.
And if
I
we're
have a
looking at
question
these,
for Chev real quick. Is Mike more on?
all right.
Sorry.
If we're talking about the,
I heard all that.
Look at-
I was
look at-
waiting for y'all to let me back.
look at Olamide Zek.
I was like, he called me moron.
Yes.
I was like, oh, this took this.
Olamide
Olamide
Zacchaeus was Mike's pick in our waiver wire show, and guess who took his advice?
Boom. Yeah, I
So,
mean,
especially in DFS, huge.
yeah, and you know they got the Falcons this week. A good matchup. There's going to be some points scored in this one, so yeah, I like this call.
That was good pronunciation, Mike.
I did it for you.
Yes.
I can't be a
He
moron
was
anymore.
straining
so
there.
I,
He was straining
Real
on that.
hard on that one.
Yo.
Yeah. I had my jaw
He said
muscles be really worked into that one.
Falcons.
Oh, maple syrup.
I need it. I haven't had any of this in a couple hours. I'm having withdrawals.
Maple syrup.
I got a little bottle of Vermont maple syrup for Christmas, and I was like, "Thank goodness."
Anybody got
mess around with this Canadian crap anymore?
Mike, why are you staring at those trees so hard?
He likes the spigot.
Anybody got a spigot with them? A wooden bucket? If you
Why is Mike resting the bark on that tree like that? He's trying to find a sweet spot.
Oh God, this is hilarious. You know what, everybody? You know, if you're liking the content here, be sure to like the subscribe button, hit it up. You know, be sure to hit up our merch store on Fantasy Sports Advice Network. All our stuff is on there. It's all updated now, including the fantasy forecast gear, which you know, you can get this spiffy hat, you can get our hoodies now. Check out bigz' fantasy football advice network trucker hat. You know, he's off the hook with that as well. So get on it, hit it up, and yeah, hit that like and
Now,
subscribe
you're a
button.
little late for the Fantasy Forecast Christmas ornament, but there are 3 different shapes you can get a head start on next year.
Look at that. Look at this. And we got Lion Light Worship. Yeah, hit the like button for you guys and subbed. Great stuff. Yeah, we appreciate you doing that. And check out the Fantasy Forecast with Grindberg and bigz. We have 3 shows running every week, and we're going to be continuing bringing some stuff throughout the off season here too. So keep it coming. We're about an hour in here, guys. You want to keep going? Do you want to tell everybody where you can find stuff, Coach?
Yeah, man. Find me on Player Profiler News with this cool guy, Mike. You might have heard about him, Mike Grindberg. That's every Monday night. I've got the DD Fantasy Football. I got the Best Ball Podcast, Best Ball Night School, Best Ball Report Card. We'll be going over, Ed and I will be going over the results of our finals teams. I have 3 finals in Underdog tournaments. Ed has 1. So it's been a delightful, fun season. Hopefully we come away with something. It's always a lot of fun. Just growing in the game. Been fun being on the Dynasty Pulse with the trio you see around me. And I'm very grateful for it. And I'm looking for a lot of growth in 2025. And a big thing about growth is keeping the right company. And I feel like I've been keeping some real good company lately. So just appreciate all of you. If we don't see you, what's next Thursdays? We'll be in the new year. Yeah. So if I don't see you in the new year, Happy New Year, everybody, because we'll be
Oh,
back.
I thought you were going to give us a dad joke. I got you in one underdog.
Yeah.
league.
You sure did.
I'm,
You did. I remember
Winding
that.
up.
I remember that.
I'm lined up for $5 in that one.
Yep, I remember that one.
Chev, how about you, man? Tell everybody where you can find you and all your stuff, man.
It's my turn. Yeah, you can find me at Chev90 on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter. Also at 2guys1pod FF on X, Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, Clapper. Also, I co-host the Dynasty Pulse with these gentlemen. And we're on Player Profiler News today on Fridays, tonight, tomorrow, yesterday, last week, between the hours of 4 p.m. Pacific time and 6 p.m. Central for
7
you
p.m. East Coast.
7 p.m. for the people who go to bed at 8 p.m.
Hey, what time is it in Arkansas when you have the show?
It is approximately 3 a.m. German Mountain Time when we actually do the show.
Das ist Bavaria!
Hilarious. I love you guys. I have the same sentiment. It's been a blast. Yeah, the last couple of weeks having you guys on the show, and we're going to continue, this off season hanging out and catch all our work everywhere you find our stuff. bigz, take us home like you do always so graciously.
It wasn't my turn. I want to have my turn.
You're having your turn. That's why I'm handing it off to you.
Before I have my turn, I just wanted to say my favorite thing about German is when people sneeze and somebody says Gesundheit, and I always wondered what Gesundheit meant, and it means health, which translated into German is Gesundheit. Okay. You can find me here. Scan the QR. The links to everything are there. My Twitter, the Undroppables, Player Profiler News, Fantasy Football Advice Network, Twitter, everything. Scan that right now. I'll wait. And on behalf of everybody at Fantasy Football Advice Network, and on behalf of everybody on YouTube, we hope you win.
Yeah, we hope you win, folks.
Hope you win.
Everybody on YouTube. Bro
hope
Poncino,
you win.
Jarrett, that one comedian.
We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to fantasysportsadvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to fantasysportsadvice.com.